Hello guys, Knoxxed Gaming here. Now today, I'm doing a tutorial video, not my typical kind of video to do, but yeah. Well, as for all the recent support and all that stuff, lovely stuff recently, I've had tons of subscribers, tons of views. I thank you all. Yeah. Now this isn't a landmark video, this is just more or less a appreciation video for your effort. There will indeed be a gaming funny moment montage coming for my 100th video, but that's going to be probably a bit after this one. So, what am I here to show you guys? Well, I'm here to show you guys a new recording method I've looked at, and I think it has quite a bit of potential, especially for those that want to get as good audio as they can possibly get. Now, without further ado, I shall begin. Now, the main recording software we're using here is Dxtory. Now, I'm not really one to... I'm not that good at these kind of things, but I may as well show you. This is quite irrelevant. This just shows what programs that Dxtory focuses on. This here is more or less the overlay, so you can tell when it's recording or not when you open some kind of game. And what else is there? Well, this here isn't really necessary overall, but you can go ahead and do it if you want. These are just file pathways. This particular one here is where I've set my recordings to go to. And over here I've just set, this is for setting hotkeys. I've set F2 as my start record. And obviously, in order to record, Dxtory must be open for the program you want to record, and it must be able to detect it and not add it to the ignore list. Now, for video settings, I'm using the lagarith lossless codec. I will send you a link to that. I was formerly using the Dxtory codec, and I was a bit interested in this codec over here, the X264 VFW. However, I've been having trouble with that, so I'm having a look at the lagarith lossless codec, which is proving to be quite good. Okay, what else do I go into? I like to record in 29.97 frames per second. That's an industry standard, so go ahead and do that if you like recording for YouTube. That's what that's more or less what they mean when they say 30 frames. They actually mean that, funny enough. Yeah. You can also do 60 frames per second for YouTube. Technically it's not 60 frames for YouTube, it's close, but here they don't have the equivalent to this industry standard for YouTube. I'm just playing around with all that. You want to set it to file output, so that means you'll output to that location. Otherwise, if you don't have it, it won't output. Now, if you do pick file format broadcast, that is just counterproductive. You don't do that. I would recommend ABI. ABI bloody creates huge file sizes. However, don't panic. you may have to do a bit of extra rendering, but you can reduce files to a tenth of the size. I don't think you do any visible damage to the quality at all. I don't think there's any visible quality loss. And percent scaling, you want it at 100% so it shows it's at full size. You also want to observe down here, this here, you got output 1, you want that, you want this as a, if you want to record in 1080p, you want it at 1920 times 1080 HD TV, that's what I recommend. Stretch, that needs to be stretched, that the frame rate needs to be just there. As stupid as this is, you have to do it, even though you've done it already here, otherwise it won't work with this, since the this isn't just like that. Okay, audio. Audio, well, I've got these free audio sources here. I've got line 1. Line 1 is my default speakers, and this is basically where game audio is. Line 2 is my Skype audio, and line 3 is my microphone. Now, you guys are probably going, wait a second, how did I separate Skype audio? Well, truth be told, it is simple enough to do. The thing is, what basically, this was something I was playing around with for ages, and it puzzled me, but I managed to figure out how to separate Skype audio from game audio, so I can customize things the way I want to hear them. So someone's voice in Skype is too loud or too quiet, and the same with game audio and my microphone audio. So yeah, this here, basically what Dxtory allows you to do is it gives you the function of splitting the audio streams in the video. So when you extract the audio streams in the video, rather than just getting 1, you get 3, or however many audio streams you've got going here. Now, I'm sure you guys have never heard of Virtual Audio Cable. Maybe you have, I might be wrong. Don't judge me. That is something that's very essential to the setup, and I will be showing you guys shortly after I've gone through the rest of this here. This, I've never been that good with the screenshots side of things with Dxtory, so just ignore it. Go look it up on YouTube if you want. As for this, just copy what values I've got here, make sure that's ticked. Now this, you choose a, well, not everyone's going to have the same amount of threads, but you need to be selective, because too little threads and you might have some trouble. This is basically to do with CPU utilization and the rendering of the actual video. Do not tick that. Do not tick that. This feature here is possibly the feature I most hate about Dxtory. Thing is, Dxtory has encoding whereby it actually injects some of itself into a game that gives it the ability to lower its frame rate. However, with some games, some anti-cheat code picks this up and the game crashes, meaning you can't record with Dxtory, even if that isn't ticked. So that's a big predicament. If the thing is, if you can't can't record with Dxtory, you're gonna have to find something else. So this setup here is pretty much for all games that don't have those kind of cheat codes in them. Unfortunately, they're becoming a bit more common nowadays. However, this setup here will still work with many games. So here, I'm not so sure about this. This is just stuff I've seen in other videos. I just have these two ticked. That's all I need to know. And this is just self-explanatory. This is about licensing. That's fine. Now, in terms of if you need to see how to set up Dxtory, I will provide a link for that, and I'll provide a link for all the basic setups and installations for this throughout the video. Now, going back to audio, well, as you know, we'll do video. Video, basically find what codec suits you. But yeah, that is the best thing you can do. However, you do need to be careful, because these produce things massive that take out massive amounts of disk space. So yeah, that can be a problem sometimes. It was definitely a problem for me. I'm just currently sorting out a file system in order to contain it and free up some space for recording. Now, where to next? Oh yes, audio. Audio, truth be told, you need to decide on the volume ratios yourself. You can choose however you can edit these, and you can edit these using the volume itself using video editing software or audio editing software. For your mic audio, I've found this video about improving your mic audio through Adobe Audition. There will be a link to that in the description. Well, this setup here can also be adapted to live streaming. However, I'll show that towards the end of the. I'll give hints towards that at the end of the video. So I'm getting a bit of trouble. I just like this help. Okay. So for this, the volume itself, it also depends on the actual volume that you have going in hardware and sound, the actual devices. Now, I was talking about these virtual audio cables. A virtual audio cable is actually a program. I only got it from this. Well, basically, you go to this website and you order it in. Now, this website I do trust. However, I had a lot of trouble getting it through the getting it installed through the download option. So thankfully I ordered a disc along with it. But installing it from a disc is a lot easier. Otherwise, it's quite tricky to install this program. But I will link a tutorial on how to install it. But I recommend going for the plan of actually installing the software itself. I will also provide links to where to get Dxtory and what the hell, I'll even get a link for Open Broadcaster Software that I use on games where the setup won't work. But that will all be in the description. But okay, VAC, also known as Virtual Audio Software. This here is the Virtual Audio Software control panel. As you can see, I've got 3 audio cables. Now, most of this stuff, you don't really have to touch it. This here is Hertz. please ensure that the hertz here are constant throughout your audio setup, so 48,000 hertz. Otherwise, it may well, you might have some trouble with your actual audio. Now, this one here is not so necessary. The ones that are essential here is default speaker and Skype audio. So yeah, what I ended up doing was creating those virtual audio cables that you saw there, and naming them. So now, actually too early to show that. Thing is, no matter what you do, generally the average game will always play to your default speaker. So that didn't bring quite the problem to me for separating game and Skype audio. However, with Skype, you can separate. You can separate. Well, I mean, you can direct where the audio is outputted to. So if I go to here, it will output to Skype audio virtual cable. Now this is the one I've created, and now this setup does have many. Might be confusing when you're first setting it up, but just bear with me. I'm sorry if I'm not being entertaining. Oh, and another problem that some of you may run into is if your microphone volume frequently changes, it's probably because of Skype, because it has this auto-adjusting thing. Don't use it. Trust me, do not use it, because it will mess up your mic audio, and it won't be good for commentary. Give me a second, it may have bumped me up already. Where did I go? Oh, it's right there, I'm just getting tired. Whoa. Okay, where is my mic? Up it is. Okay, let's let you know, you do need somewhere where... Oh, okay, now I'm listening into a speaker. Now from here I can hear everything, but through certain means this is not my default speaker, so you're wondering, how can I hear game sounds and yet not be on my default? That's where this is where audio repeater comes into play. This is also within the virtual audio cable pack. It redirects audio, so for example, I've set my default speaker to its virtual audio cable, also known as virtual audio cable 1 in my case, which I've just selected there. That is at 38,000 hertz. I can make sure of this. Yep, 38,000 hertz. It's in bed. That is good. And I want it to direct to where I'm listening into, which is right here. Now this. Oh wait. Give me a second, guys. I may have some problems. Give me a second. Well, hello guys, back again. I had some technical problems, but they're now resolved. It seems I'd set it back to what I was actually listening on, the the default as the default speaker. Now I've fixed it. I switched it off this and back to this. Now the reason you wanted the default speaker to be on the input you're not listening into is well, because you need to isolate it. Now if you don't want other sounds, certain other sounds to contaminate it, like well, I'm just thinking of some examples. Steam unfortunately will always go to the default speaker, so you may have to turn off the noises for when a friend goes online or calls or whatever. Or if you've got any applications like that, it may help to disable those sounds if possible. And Skype, you can disable the sound of calls, and it shouldn't affect your audio whatsoever. By sound of calls, I don't mean when you track the person's voice that you're chatting to. I mean the literal sound of ring, the calling sound effect, or those kind of notifications like those. That's what I meant. But this is our default speaker that will isolate the game audio. Now, the problem is getting it back so I can hear it would be impossible without this. I'm not sure if there's some other software, but well, in terms of what I have right now, it would be impossible without this. So I select line 1 as wave in. Don't have to touch these settings here, it should be fine. And for YouTube, I would recommend stereo. Mono means you only hear it from one ear, and it will accept 5.1 on YouTube. However, I prefer stereo when recording. Now, for wave out, I'm going to choose where my headphones plugged into. And that will be the Realtek HD audio second output. I think that's rear end. I mean, as in back to the computer. Okay. Now, by pressing this, I activate it. I can stop it at any point, and that is my default audio. So, for example, I can listen to stuff. I should be able to hear. I should be able to hear stuff from the computer now. So, if I say I want to do a test, that this is working. So just to make it clear, I'm listening through on the headphones separate from this virtual audio cable. I'll press this. Yeah, you can hear that, I'm sure. No, that's a horrible sound. I'm sorry. So therefore it is working. It is being redirected by the audio repeater. This here is basically just so you can hear it, and as also you want to isolate your Skype, your Skype audio. Now, going about that, well, is easier. If it wasn't for this feature, this setup would not be possible. Definitely would not be possible. So, okay. If I go ahead and, well, I will drag it across Skype window from the other window in a second. I just need to pick the right one. Okay, Skype options. Oh. See? Okay, that's better. Now I can see my recording software again. I don't want to miss that. Well, I accidentally closed the Open Broadcaster Software in the other window, which I'm using to record all this. Okay, if you look here, this is the Skype options. You probably know how to navigate there. Now, I would navigate to audio settings. I've already done this, and I would make sure that this here, its output is set to one of the virtual audio cables, which isn't the one I selected for default. Now, what I want to do here is, I select the one I've named Skype, and well, given that it's working, what I can do is make it. I open another of these. Repeaters. Open a brand new one, totally brand new. And what I do is I pick line 2, which is Skype, and I want to output that to where I'm listening in. I'll start that, and I should be able to hear Skype. Now I'm just moving these to another screen for convenience. Just need to grab this other one. Grab that 2, goes over to the other screen. Now, one more thing I might have not shown is, give me 1 second. Oh, is with my codec in here. I didn't show this. Fastest mode I've chosen out of those takes up the least amount of memory, and I've chosen to use multi-threading, so it utilizes more cores of the CPU when recording. Now, you don't need a freaking state-of-the-art computer to record for YouTube. You just need something decent. In terms of recording and playing games, I would recommend no less than 8 gigs of RAM and a half-decent i5 Intel processor or equivalent, and decent graphic cards. NVIDIA often works better with games nowadays, although I do have AMD. If you want to see what I've got, this is basically my setup. I've got this is my operating system. I've got a freaking beast of an i7, 8 cores, 64 gigs of RAM. Here's my motherboard. I've got 2 graphic cards, both with 2 cores in them, so it's like 4 graphic cards. And I've got this is my storage, blah blah blah. I'm not sure if you're that interested, but I'm just showing you what I'm recording on. As I say, this is a ridiculous setup to be doing this on. This is just, you only need a machine a fraction of the power of this to make a great recording for YouTube. But okay, while I'm here, I'll also look at the storage. Now, you want your game to run normally and something fast. A hard drive will handle most games, but it is better sometimes to be on like what's it called, a SSD. In this case, I've got 2 SSDs. I've got functions for one through a RAID 0 setup. Now, That basically means one half of the data gets put into one, half gets put into the other. That is quite an unstable setup. If one of those SSDs breaks, the setup is basically fucked. So I need to make constant backups, and I have all my recordings recorded to this huge 4 terabyte hard drive. Now that's with this, as I said, it takes up a bit of memory, so I recommend having a decent hard drive for it to record to. If you're interested in this program, it's called Specky, made by Piriform. I will have a link to that in the description if you guys are interested in that. Okay. So those repeaters that allow us to hear the Skype audio and the game audio from default audio. They're just repeating. The actual audio cables are what's carrying the sound. So they're back in here. So there's our default. There's our Skype, and this is just our mic. Now the mic. Oh, I just realised something else I missed out. This here, my audio codec I use is PCM, and I use this audio format. That's if you guys were interested. But back to this. Oh, see, Skype changed it. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, never mind. So, in terms of what kind of a editing software you should have if you're going to use this setup, you should have something like Adobe. What's it called? I'm just going to mention blank. Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas, because they support multiple audio layers, or also multiple video layers, or something like that. I'm sure there are some of the other audio softwares that support it. So this is not for a basic setup. This is for a more complex setup, in which you want to be quite professional with your recording software. Particularly, this is focused towards audio quality. However, this will also bring good visual quality. It will, however, bring a bit more work in terms of scaling down the disk space in which the videos actually take up. So now, I'm sure by now you want to see this in action. So I guess I can give you guys what you want. If you want to see this in action, it's going into action. So I need to open up a game. Now, what game should I open up? Oh, well, guys. Okay, we are back, and we're gonna look at what we just recorded. This. Oh, actually, no, we didn't. Where did it go? We recorded pre-sequel auto names. It's frustrating sometimes. Better than nothing, though. As you can see, recording quality is quite good in my opinion. Yeah, it is. It is quite good. I'll just skip. Okay. Don't actually hear my voice at any stage, and hoping I haven't screwed up. But I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna call a folder project, and I will. Wait, which one actually is it? How long is that? No, it's not that one. It's definitely not that one. It's that one right there. Now, a feature of Dxtory is it gives you this ability to extract audio. Now, this might take a little while. Just bear with me, or not. So, now these are .wav files. They should be quite easy to convert with given programs. It should be quite easy if you use something like Adobe Media Encoder or something like that, or even another program I've got here. Where did the little lighter go? Right. AVS. The AVS video converter I'm going to show about later, but there's also audio. Actually, I don't know audio. There's freaking audio. Basically, in both audio and video. Yeah, there's video. You create your own presets, and you put an input folder in and an output location, and it will render those videos according to the presets you put on them. It also can convert between formats, so that can be quite useful. This is before you even get to editing, because in essence, if you put these videos raw into something like Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas, something like that, there may be some regret. Because unfortunately, thanks to these lovely codecs that you can't do too much about, well, I mean, you can't configure a whole lot, you get a good 1 minute and 52-second long video in full HD or 1080p as they call on YouTube, has this massive bit rate you can't do a thing about, the industry standard level of the frames, and this massive audio bit rate, which I think is too excessive. Now, those need to be reduced, they really do. And that's why you need a program to render it before you even get to editing it, because it will be a nightmare. You can use like Adobe Premiere or freaking Sony Vegas needs be just to convert it, but I've showed you what I use. I use AVS video converter for the video side of things, and AVS audio converter for the audio side of things, and it's good. It's good for the pre-render stage, in my opinion. So if we listen through this, well, hello guys, welcome to Borderlands 3 sequel. Pity that. Okay, that there is my mic audio. It's chicken here, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's chicken. Okay, this here is the audio of me speaking through my little brother's computer via his Skype. That's Skype separated, and last but not least, you've got freaking what's it called? The game audio, which is beautiful game audio, just the game audio, just for you. You know, isn't that brilliant, guys? Now you guys can enjoy it. Now it will, as I said, it will make audio editing so much easier. Now, as I say, you just need to get some kind of a software in which you can render these into what you want, and you can make a masterpiece. Just the downside of this setup is don't restart your computer and wonder why you can't hear anything. Thing is, you'll always have to set up for what's called default sound and the Skype audio. You always have to set up these repeaters so you can hear them. That is something you'll have to start doing if you want to follow this setup. And then again, you could always reverse it each time, but that would take a little too long, in my opinion. It's up to you. You do what you want. Now, please tell me if you've taken some stuff away from this video. I'm still not quite done. Sometimes I find the repeaters glitch and they're still active even when they've accidentally closed down, so I have to restart the computer to fix that sometimes, but that doesn't happen too often. As for how I was going to do this, I want to render these here ones down to a fraction of their size. So I want to convert to an MP4. So let's see what we got. I'll take that preset. I'll look at the advanced and bitrate. Generally for YouTube. Generally for YouTube, I would MP4, I'm bad at those. I normally have to do it till I get the right one, but bitrate for 1080p video is you normally want 8,000 kilobits. For me, I like going with about a good 15,000 kilobits. That's just me. It suits me better. Now, as for audio, I don't want audio here because I would rather edit the audio elsewhere. So I don't include audio here. This is just the video. It all comes together in the editing software, which I'm pretty sure you can figure out. It'd be quite simple, given that the audio files and the video files are exactly the same length. It's very easy to match them up. So that step there should be self-explanatory for people who have access to video editing softwares that allow for multiple audio layers. But you do need the appropriate resources to be able to do this, of course. As I say, I'll provide all the necessary links in the description if you need them. I'm sure I've said this multiple times. And just so I can, well, thinking I'm going to do this. Is this everything? Single pass, back, brake control. This is pretty. This stuff's so advanced, I tell you. You can do some ridiculous stuff here. This is basically just to reduce the AVI file. This here be an AVI. We want to convert it to an MP4, which is much smaller. So if we put this here file here, and I want to convert, I'll go ahead and convert it, and aspect ratio appears to be fine in my opinion. You can even do this here. You can do all these customization types, but I wouldn't recommend it. I just keep it as is. So I'm gonna go ahead, convert it, and we'll see how it goes. This is my editing computer. I do editing separate, so I've got this computer freed up for games, but it's quite a powerful computer, so it won't take long. As you can see, we're just watching it go. It's already freaking hell. It's morphing in it 1/8. We'll just watch it go. Yeah, just kidding, you don't have to watch the whole thing. I'll be back when it's done. Hey guys, it's just about finished now. It's just about finished rendering. When you can do it. Yeah, good on you. Where the fuck did my cursor go? Oh, it's over the other monitor. This is the disadvantage of having multiple screens. Now, I have a look here. It doesn't have any audio, but as you can see, I don't believe any quality is lacking from this. This is something I would upload straight to YouTube myself. I'm quite proud of the turnout. Now, bitrate's fine. It's been massively reduced from what it was. In fact, I'll do a comparison. Give me a second. If I drag you over here, a bit more there. I'll put it here. Okay. They look identical, but they're two different file types. There's your AVI and your MP4. Where the fuck did you go? Okay. These two together. So we've got a massive. We've got this for about how long was it? 2 minutes. About 2 minutes, which is that much down to that. So tell me, guys, what do you think? 100. That's about nearly, probably a little bit more than 100 megabytes to a minute, if you downscale it like that. So tell me, guys, what you think about that. Now, aside from the different formats, where the major change was made was the bitrate itself, because you've got these. See that there? You got that bit right there. In comparison to something about double. So it's quite the turnout in comparison. Doesn't have any audio though. As for audio, I'll show you what I would render it as. I'll go to my ABS. No, it's where the fuck is it? Sorry for my French. Pardon my French. There it is. There's the little wee beastie. Now, how would you need a fucking open? No. Okay. Now I want to grab a source like so. Put it in there. Now, as I said, you can make profiles in the audio and the video converter, so you can just choose your presets and convert. So you don't have to enter in all these settings every time. So I want this one here. This here is DVD quality, I believe. I think there's CD quality. CD quality sound. You don't want generally any lower than this when you're recording. Otherwise, it doesn't normally sound that good. So now. No, but 16 bit is good. I think it's best we do an AA. I mean the MP3 one on this to convert it from the .wav file. That will probably have the best turnout. Ooh. I'm just having a look at this. MP3 and AAC is quite good ones. You can choose which. Those are probably the best for this. Most compatible. I think I'll be going with an MP3. Not sure if there's any other changes I have to really make. Let's see. On that subject, what was the bit? Oh, bitrate was massive, so I'll go with a nice solid bitrate there. It will also reduce the size of these, and there's some quite advanced stuff. If you understand it, go ahead and muck around with it. But I'm liking this. I'm going to convert it. See, it should be fine. And where the output folder is going to be to desktop. Okay, I can live with that. Job well done. I'll close that son of a and drag it to here. I think that was the audio for what's it called, the music. So what do I open it with? I'll just choose that. I'll go with this here. Comes along with the mega codec pack if you're interested. So that's beautiful music. But as you can see, where do the differences lie between the MP3 and the WAV? Well, as you can see, you've just divided the size by 5, literally, the fifth of the size. So we'll save memory and render time, upload time also. It is mainly lost in the bit rate. But there, that bit rate is fine. So here, your quality is going to be fine. I will also send a link out to where I got the software for this AVS applications, because I believe it'd be great use to you if you're trying to follow this method. Without further ado, I guess I'll be ending the tutorial here. It's taken me a bit to do this. I'm not so used to this. Not normally my style of things. It differs quite a lot from games, but thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you do enjoy the 100th video montage that will be coming out shortly. So you can look forward to that, and please tell me how you found this video, and please rate, comment, and subscribe, and tell me if it was helpful. Now, this is just a suggestion. I'm not saying this is the superior method or anything like that. That's totally your choice. And oh, yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say. Yes, this can be adapted to streaming. Now, how, you may ask, is, well, you're going to need Dxtory here and what's it called? Unfortunately, I can't show Open Broadcaster Software because I'm recording them currently, but I will send you a link to a tutorial of that, because that method was designed by other people aside from myself. I'm not the original person who designed that. This is how this method can be adapted to streaming. It's I'll give you a brief hint. It's to do with this direct show output. You can have it so it's more or less directly goes out to Open Broadcaster Software, and it basically, for this method to work, you need both the 32-bit and the 64-bit version of Open Broadcaster Software to be on the ignore list for this program. In other words, it sort of can't detect us of the ignore list of Dxtory. And outputting this, you'd be able to record it. It'd take up a bit more power, but not an insane amount. Most of the power that would be needed would be actually streaming to something like a Twitch or a YouTube. So I will send a link for that, and I will end it up here. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.